everyone, welcome back to Clusterbmilkshake. I am your host, along with support puppet, Mr. Chicken. Yeah, thought I'd vibrate the other side, since, this one's getting all the attention. Today I want to talk about avoiding uncomfortable feelings. Now, the other day I was watching Supernatural, and I always resonated with Dean Winchester on how he speaks and processes uncomfortable feelings. And one thing is we like to avoid either feeling bad or mushy feelings. I used to always say things like, get those yucky feelings away from me. And it just causes massive amounts of anxiety. So sometimes, I will send short responses. I won't over-explain myself. One time, also with accepting compliments or forgiveness from somebody else. So my uncle, he was an alcoholic, and he did the 12-step program when he was starting out, and he had to make amends with past people, and we had a falling out in the past. And even though that, we just smooth things over, he wanted to come to me and tell me exactly when we had that, fight. And even though he wasn't, 100% in the wrong for that fight, he was coming just to tell me his part about it, and I didn't want to deal with it, So I was just like, oh, it's okay, don't worry about it, because I did not want to feel all those yucky feelings. Even an outside source taking responsibility for their, past behavior made me so uncomfortable. But he wouldn't let me brush it away. He's like, oh, no, I'm gonna motherfucking, say everything what was wrong. And then I, let him do it. And then, thank God when that shit was over with. Apologizing is very difficult. And I've talked to a lot of cluster B people, and they will say that they are sorry. And I've talked to them, and they know everything that they did wrong in the relationship with anyone. And they are genuinely sorry for their bad behavior, but there is too much shame involved to list that bullshit out. Now, if somebody wants to actually change their behavior, they're going to make the list, because that's self-reflecting. That's seeing that, I did something that wasn't right. And I do want to correct that behavior. I do want to tell you, because guess what? Now you're going to have to fucking hold me accountable for the future. And we don't see, a lot of us don't see, our wrongdoings too. This is why, we'll blame shift, because we're just like, you do fucked up shit too. It's a child brain. It's a child brain saying, you're not perfect. You're not perfect. You fuck up. Blah, blah, blah. And then you end up defending yourself instead of, us taking responsibility for our doing. And this protects us from feeling uncomfortable. Yay! It has a lot to do with removing anxiety. And we have lots of it. So, what's something else? Okay, so an example would be like I was playing chess with my past person. And I'm not very good at it, but, and I've done this with my dad too, when he was trying to teach me how to bowl. If I make a boo-boo or whatever, and just me being angry about making the mistake, which is all self-reflective, self-loathing and things like that, I'm going to be fucking pissed off. Now, my people will want to help me correct that, alleviate the anger, and teach me how to do things. And that is criticizing me. So compounding my feeling of what's going on the inside. So I'm going to direct my anger at them. They are criticizing, what I am trying to accomplish here, which is fucking winning or getting a big score or whatever. And I told my past person, I'm like, "You're not my dad." Directed, my anger towards him. Later, a day or so later, I saw a meme of Chewbacca, flipping over the chessboard because he was so angry. And I sent that to my person, and I'm like, this is me. And this was my apology. This was my apology because I couldn't sit in those, I'm a motherfucker, feelings and stuff. And, I didn't mean to, I just couldn't do it. And so sending the meme, and then he laughed and everything was fine. Sometimes we will push you away because we can't sit with these feelings inside. We're going to project them onto you. And sometimes to relieve the anxiety, we may even leave. And this is the flight response. Now, in the past, I would do things like, go on a walk or something, so I can process that anxiety. And then come back, my endorphins are all lighting up like a Christmas tree, and, I'm feeling better and stuff, and I'm able to calm down, just like, being able to do breathing exercises or whatever. But I know that, I will take off, hang up on you, not pick up the phone to talk to you because I am cycling through all this anger. I used to go and sit in the shower for a while, cycle through the crazy, ruminate and everything, get those feelings out, and then I would be able to self-reflect on them. Of course, unfortunately, that became less and less and less. I started only seeing, my people as a threat. I don't want to feel all this anxiety and everything, and I got to get the fuck out. And my brain is telling me, you're right, they're the shits. They're the shits. So take off, and you're gonna feel better. And I do feel better. I do feel justified. And when I split and think that you're all bad, that is protecting me from having to sit in any shameful feelings, having to take responsibility. And my brain isn't going to let me. My brain would not let me because I am programmed to live in the past. So I'm justifying everything with my past childhood events or whatever. My body remembers, those feelings. I'm conditioned to leave, to shut down, to silent treatment, because I don't want to discuss any uncomfortable feeling. I'm scared that of what you're gonna say too, because you're gonna come at me and you're gonna fucking, be shaming the shit out of me. And I used to always want my partner to fix it. Just fix it. Just fucking, say it's your fault so we can move on, so I can be all, in love with you again. Sometimes, a lot of the times, I don't over-explain myself. This is talking about my feelings, I'm not going to explain myself. So I will give short responses. Now, in this past relationship, I was trying to fix that a little bit, but I did notice that, I would still give short responses, or he would too. Just, to relieve ourselves from fucking feeling these yucky feelings, man. My clothes are done. Even with strangers, if they come to me and they're just, either they want to get to know me. Now, I don't do friendships, okay? One thing that I know, friendships with the outside world, I made a video on this of why I don't do friendships. And it's not that, having outside support from my channel, that's great, because there's a barrier, I support you on calls, but I'm not looking for, support. Sometimes I am in, when I would be in crisis or whatever, I would have conversations on, people who are going through the same thing that I am. So, I feel that camaraderie. But because there's too much anxiety with the problems that you are bringing from your life, and a supportive person is going to take on your suffering, empathize with it. I can cognitively understand what you're doing. I can fake empathy. But it's just too fucking much, especially with somebody who just has, a lot of fucking issues, always, doom and gloom, bringing them on me. I'm just like, get that shit away from me. And you should too, if you have a friend that's just fucking like, this guy is falling all the time, get the fuck, go. But with my person, if I am being attacked by my person, because they are frustrated, they don't want to hear my shit. They don't want to hear any negative thinking. Okay, so they already have their own shit going on in their head. They don't want to deal with it. They're not in a space to receive. And of course, I'm going to take that personally, because I will make an effort to be there for them. And one time, to combat that rejection, I told my person that I don't give a shit about what he fucking is going through. So he should fucking fake giving a shit about my stuff. Now, that was an automatic response that I had to neutralize the threat of me feeling bad because I was rejected in that moment. I was so angry, but it was not the truth. Yes, I do care about what my person is going through. I do care about his suffering. But I made him believe that no, I don't give a shit about you. And that is why I did it. Now, sometimes we will cry. And we're crying because we want these uncomfortable feelings to stop. In the past, I see people recording, their people for crying and being in a pile of shit. And yeah, they did a major infraction, like, cheated on their partner or something. Now, number one, you're a piece of shit for exposing this person in that vulnerable state. Number two, you do not need to forgive them or be around them or whatever in that moment because of that betrayal. But they are in a lot of pain and crying because they're going to lose their baseline of life. Yes, they're in a wrong way of living and a wrong way of thinking. But they are crying, they are weeping for themselves and all those uncomfortable feelings that now they're going to lose you, as they should. But they, their emotions are dysregulated. And they're looking at for you to fix their dysregulated emotions. Now, that's not your job. And you can feel, my stomach is gurgling. Now, you can be disgusted, be angry. And all that is going to do in their defense is they're going to end up splitting and then making you feel like you're nothing. Just don't believe it, okay? And you're like, why are you talking? If you understand why, they're having these emotions, it'll help you move forward easier. Now, let's see, what else do I have? Now, another thing, okay. When you get into conflict with your partner and you break up or whatever for however many days or, months, and you guys get back together. I've heard so many people talk about the love bomb stage only lasted a month, and then they went right back to who they were. The delusional thinking of you or your partner is that you think that you're going to be in the honeymoon stage forever, that you're never going to have conflict. And the person that you're having conflict, whether they're disordered or not, whether you're looking like you're fucking just perfect in every way and they're the problem, you both have to realize that there is going to be issues. You do want to work on correcting the way to get through conflict. You do want to learn how to self-reflect and see, is this person really directing all their anger at me because it's me? Am I feeling these fucked up feelings because this is the way I feel about myself? Do I need to take some space? Do I need to learn to motherfucking meditate? Something. So I don't want to fucking hear it. I don't want to hear that somebody came back into your life and they were manipulative and, they're just going to be the fucking same. If your partner really is disordered, they are living in the past. They're always thinking these negative thoughts. They're always going to want to, project these feelings onto you. So before a disordered person or, a normie that either has wrong thinking too, which you do, or you wouldn't fucking be with us and want to stay with us. These are things that you want to work on so you can have better conflict resolution. I've said this many times. It was very hard for me to have conflict resolution with my partner. I would have to leave, cycle through my shit, before I could, come to a conclusion. And I did find an email where, unfortunately, we were apart for a few days, cycled through all this angry shit, blame shifting and everything, before I was able to realize my feelings, why I was upset. And then I gave my partner a comfortable environment without, it's you, to open up and to say that he was frustrated over this and he's sorry he was hurtful. And we both apologized and took accountability for our shit. So the trying to, come closer without having so much time apart, that's important. Knowing that you're going to have to deal with shit in your relationship is important. And that is one thing that I had to realize about myself, is that I can't just dump and go to somebody new. Dump and go. You're not going to want to fucking find another person to, because that other person, you're going to have conflict with that person too. The same shit is going to happen. No relationship is easy. And if you're going to keep dumping and going, the same cycle is going to happen over and over again with new fucking people. Okay? Now I know this shit. And I don't want to be that. I want to struggle through changing to be better. And some people don't want to do that with you. Okay? Whether it's you or your partner, they don't want to fucking do it anymore. They want to keep the cycle going. And that's fine. You have to detach from that. Oh, I'm not good enough. No, go and be better. Go be better. And the last time I spoke with my person, we had a nice breakup, but we let each other off the hook. We let each other off the hook. So I hope that was helpful. Have a great day. Namaste.